actually sad, bruh. And I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why she even did this in the first place.
A 14-year-old passed away after getting a breast augmentation, a liposuction, and a BBL, and her mother's boyfriend was a surgeon.
Something already went wrong here, and it only gets worse from here.
One. Hold on now. Wait a minute. What the hell?
I can make it lighter. Is the color the issue?
That is all the issue. What you mean? And if they were gonna be this way, right? Why this right here though? Then it's shit wide over here, and it ain't even got no kind of form. Wait a minute now. Then I still can't even feel them. Wait a minute.
I'm trying not to cry right now.
You gonna be crying in a minute if you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Whatever she just did, it's not coming off. Most people think the worst case is it looks bad, but not this one.
Have you, by the way, researched BBLs since you've had this procedure and noticed how dangerous they are?
I have.
Death. It's the most fatal operation in all of plastic surgery. That fat will get into one of those short blood vessels leading to the main blood vessel going back to your heart is elevated. And unfortunately, that can lead to a very fatal or dangerous complication.
So now it's not about looks anymore, it's about survival. And this is what chasing perfection starts to look like in the next one.
Don't ever do facial reconstruction surgery. This is actually sad, bruh. And I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why she even did this in the first place. Now, this is what she looked like before the surgery. There was nothing wrong with her. And this is her after.
At some point, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. And even when it's done right, it can still go wrong.
How? What happened? This is high def gone wrong. So she had a super dramatic high def procedure where they sucked out everything in the vertical lines and probably left a lot of fat. And unfortunately, it looks like she may have gained a little weight since her procedure. And the fat that she gained is in exactly those areas that were left in the high def lipo procedure, and she has no more fat cells along those vertical lines, so it looks like she's got two sausages along the front of her abdomen, and it doesn't look really good.
One small change and your body doesn't recover that way you think. Now, this is where it stops being a bad decision and turns into something darker.
Someone please explain to me why a 14-year-old should be having any plastic surgery. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, recently a 14-year-old passed away after getting a breast augmentation, a liposuction, and a BBL, and her mother's boyfriend was a surgeon. On top of that, her biological father didn't even know the truth until the day of her funeral. So this mother, her name's Paloma, she shared custody of her daughter, which her name is also Paloma Nicole, with her ex-husband Carlos. On September 11th, she told Carlos that their daughter tested positive for COVID and that she was really sick, so they were going to be isolating together somewhere in the mountains in Mexico. Then on September 15th, Carlos was told by his ex-wife that Paloma was in critical condition and had a cardiac arrest because of COVID. 4 days later, Paloma was declared brain dead, and the next day, she passed away. So basically everything was happening so fast, and her father felt like something wasn't right. On the day of Paloma's funeral, his entire family noticed that this little girl that they all knew looked very different. So Carlos asks his ex-wife, why does Paloma's upper body and lower body look so different? And she's just very dismissive and denies everything. At the funeral, Carlos asked to be alone with his daughter, and even though his ex-wife refused to, he eventually was able to, and when him and his family examined her body, he saw scars and bruises everywhere, and it was confirmed that she had implants. Now, this story just gets crazier because it turns out that the mother's boyfriend, who's also a plastic surgeon, was the one who performed the surgery on this little girl. The fact that this professional went through with such an intense surgery on a child, and not just one procedure, but 3 at one time. Then the mother ended up confessing and said that this was an early present for Paloma's 15th birthday.
That's not regret anymore. That's permanent. Now, here is where it gets confusing.
I'm the girl that got all her ribs removed, and today I'm going to show you guys without the corset months post-op. When I do remove the corset, it is a little bit painful. Is it without the corset and no garments? I feel so much happier.
Because some people would still say it was worth it. And just like that, and even spending money doesn't make it safer.
I spent $22,000 on medical grade silicone butt implants. 12 days later, after I got my implants put in, I got an infection in my right butt cheek that put me on my deathbed. So they literally cut down my butt crack, chisel, and set a implant, the same kind that you put in your breast, they put that in there. So I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to more professional way, and it actually did not turn out well. 12 days after the implants were put in, I got an infection in my right butt cheek that put me on my deathbed. This is what my right butt cheek looked like when the implants came out.
And I feel like all the young girls that want implants and all that, they should get that book and read it before they go make the decision on how they gonna go about getting a bigger ass.
I caught my infection. One side, it was a regular butt cheek.
You mind if I see a few other pictures? You mind
no problem. Scroll.
I don't want to go through your phone and see something I ain't supposed to see. Okay.
Yeah. And that is as like it's kind of doing a little bit better healing, but yeah.
You can pay more and still end up worse. Now, this is what happens when it stops being a choice and turns into an addiction.
Plastic surgery is gone wrong part 2. Han Miyoku was a Korean beautiful model. At age 28, she had moved to Japan to further her career and got her first surgery. Her first surgery came out amazing, but later on, she started getting more and more surgeries. After a while, her face became plumped. Unsatisfied with how she looked, she kept going to doctors for surgeries and they kept refusing her. They're afraid of how she looked getting worse. Han Miyoko became addicted to silicone injections and started to buy some off the black market since no doctor would help her. When she ran out of money, she started injecting cooking oil into her skin. This is how her face looked soon after. A lot of people saw this and raised money to help her get a surgery to fix this. But this is all doctors could do. Plastic surgeries are okay to have, but always be careful what you do with your body.
At that point, it's not about fixing anything anymore. And sometimes the damage comes from someone you trusted.
This woman was one of the most beautiful dancers in Mexico during the 1980s, but jealousy from a friend ruined her career. Lily Guadalupe, also known as Lin May, was considered a symbol of natural beauty. She was a very famous cabaret dancer, but when she started acting in movies, her popularity among men skyrocketed, so she started doing everything she could to keep a youthful look. Then in the 1990s, a friend convinced her to get facial fillers. That same friend was the one who would perform the procedure. What Lily didn't know was that this friend wasn't really a friend at all. She injected her with a mix of cooking oil and baby oil. And that changed her face forever. Lily later went to real surgeons and was able to remove most of the oil, but the damage was already done. And the surgeries that followed only took her further away from her original look. Her career relied completely on her image, so she slowly faded from the spotlight. She started getting invited to shows because of her unusual appearance, not because of her beauty anymore.
One wrong person and your whole life changes. Now watch how one decision turns into something that follows you for years.
I got a tummy tuck and ruined my life 2 years ago. Nothing can really prepare you for what it feels like to have your body swollen, to be like literally look like you've been dissected, look in the mirror. It really messes with your head. Like, you know you're going to look like that. It's one thing to know it, it's another thing to see it. When you get a surgery, they're like stages of grief, essentially. And I didn't know. I was like a wreck for a long time. Like, it's very, very strange to wake up, to go to sleep and then wake up in a completely different body, which I feel like is understandable. I wish I had known that complications can happen to people who are very low risk candidates for surgery, like me. My complication, I had the very front part of my incision go necrotic. So basically the skin tissue turned black and died. And then I had to have it cut out at the surgeon's, which left me with a 2-inch wide by 2-inch deep hole in my stomach that I had to pack with gauze soaked in a very strong solution, like an antiseptic solution that was literally made with bleach that bleached all my clothing. Think twice, think thrice.
And the crazy part is, she thought this would fix everything.
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna do.
Melissa, I come home from work. The house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them? Like, because it's your job.
Those are your dishes.
I don't care. It's your job.
It's not my job. I'm
You
your
are
wife.
the woman.
Ever since we've gotten married, why have you started acting like this?
You are the woman. It's your job. You know what? I'm gonna go find another woman, all right?
Go
This
ahead.
doesn't even matter.
Go ahead. said, I
one
don't
that
care.
actually does
I'd
their
rather
job.
be with someone that does 50-50 and doesn't think the
I'll actually
women.
go get someone that does her job.
Okay,
in the
good.
house.
You go find someone. Good,
Like,
good
cleans
luck.
the house
Good
and
luck
does the
finding
dishes.
someone that's gonna put up with your bull.
It's not bull. Now get up. I'll make you do the dishes.
No,
How
you're
about
not
that?
making me do anything.
How about you get up
away
and
from
go
me,
get
Tom.
the dishes?
Don't touch me.
Get up.
No,
and
I'm not gonna.
go do
No,
the
I'm not gonna do
dishes.
anything. Back away from me. I'm
It's your
serious.
job.
It's not my job.
Then get out of my house.
Okay, I will.
Whole relationship falling apart over rules and expectation. Now, this is the part nobody thinks about before they go.
If anyone is thinking about going outside of the country to get any type of plastic surgery, I urge you, don't do it. I got plastic surgery 2 years ago in Colombia, Barranquilla, by one of the world's best actors. I didn't go out there because it was cheaper. I went out there because I wanted to go see the best. It's been 2 years of hell, just in and out of the hospital, complications. He left me internally bleeding for 11, almost 12 days. Then I developed horrible infections. I had to have emergency surgery. They had to open me back up and clean out the infections in my body. I wasn't able to leave because I couldn't fly because my wounds just wouldn't close. There was so much inflammation in my body.
Once it's done wrong, you are stuck with it. And in the meantime, the internet keeps pushing this like it's normal.
Friends, we are at Marshall's looking for some K-beauty finds for glass skin, sheet masks, and Korean skincare. So I'm gonna flip around the camera so I can show you some of the toners and essences that I used. In the previous video, we talked about serums, moisturizers, and sheet masks.
There's no way that you can get this done to your face as a woman and think this looks good. I know the women are gonna say you don't know what she has, what type of condition. She could be suffering from some type of condition with her face. But my God, even if you have a condition, do you have to be all over social media like this? This might be the only time I tell a woman it's okay to go ahead and use that filter.
Like none of the consequences even matter. Every single one of these started the same way. I just want to fix one thing. If you made it this far, hit the like and watch the next video because it gets even crazier. See you on the trip to spring break.